One angry tweet destroyed a company that had raised millions of dollars and employed hundreds of people. Within 48 hours, their entire business collapsed. And they're not alone. 5 Nigerian startups have been absolutely demolished by social media, and the scary part is, it could happen to any business tomorrow. This is how Twitter became the graveyard of Nigerian startups. Social media was supposed to be the great equalizer for African businesses, a free marketing tool, a way to reach millions of customers without spending money on TV ads or billboards. And for a while, it works like magic. Startups could go from 0 to thousands of customers just by being active on Twitter and Instagram. But here's what nobody talks about. That same platform that builds you up can destroy you in hours. One bad customer experience, one viral complaint, one hashtag, and your entire business can be wiped out before you even know what's happening. Today, I'm going to show you 5 Nigerian startups that learned this lesson the hard way. And trust me, some of these stories are absolutely wild. Let's start with the biggest one, PayPorte. If you were in Nigeria around 2017 and 2018, you definitely heard about PayPorte. They were everywhere. Big ads, celebrity endorsements. They positioned themselves as Nigeria's answer to Amazon. Fast shipping, good prices, easy returns. People were actually excited about them. The company was growing fast. They had millions in funding. Everything looked great on the surface. Then came Black Friday 2018, and everything fell apart in the most spectacular way possible. PayPorte ran this massive Black Friday sale. Huge discounts, limited time offers, the works. Thousands of Nigerians placed orders, paid their money, and waited for their products. Days passed. Then weeks. No deliveries, no updates, no communication. People started getting worried. They'd call customer service and get nothing. They'd send emails and get automated responses. Their money was gone, and they had no products to show for it. So they did what any angry Nigerian would do. They went to Twitter. At first, it was just a few complaints here and there, people tweeting at PayPorte asking where their orders were. But PayPorte either ignored them or gave vague responses that didn't help. Big mistake. Because when you ignore angry Nigerians on Twitter, they don't just go away, they get louder, much louder. Within days, the hashtag PayPort scam was trending nationwide. Not just trending, it was the #1 trend in Nigeria. Thousands of people sharing their horror stories, screenshots of failed deliveries, proof of payment with no products received. The whole thing snowballed, completely out of control. News outlets picked up the story, blogs wrote articles about it, influencers started warning people to stay away from PayPort. And here's the crazy part. Even people who had never used PayPorte joined in on dragging the company just because everyone else was doing it. That's the power and the danger of viral social media moments. They take on a life of their own. PayPorte tried to respond. They posted apologies. They promised to fix everything. They claimed they were overwhelmed by the volume of orders. But by then, it was too late. The damage was done. Their reputation was destroyed. People who were planning to use them cancelled their plans. Investors started asking questions. Partners started backing away. The company never recovered. Today, PayPorte is basically dead, a once promising e-commerce startup killed by Twitter in less than a week. The second company on this list is Obiweezy. Now, this one is a bit different because Obiweezy wasn't destroyed by customer complaints. They were destroyed by their own tweet. Yes, you heard that right. The company destroyed itself with its own social media post. Obiweezy was a food delivery service. Nothing huge, but they had a decent customer base in Lagos. They were doing okay. Then one day, someone on their social media team decided to post a joke. A really, really bad joke. They made a post that was seen as insensitive and offensive to a particular group of people. I won't repeat the exact words here, but trust me, it was bad. Twitter went absolutely crazy. People were furious. They started calling for a boycott of Obiweezy. The hashtag was trending. Influential accounts were sharing the post and expressing their disgust. Obiweezy deleted the tweet within hours and posted an apology. But again, the internet never forgets. Screenshots of the original tweet were everywhere. The apology was seen as damage control rather than genuine remorse. Customers started cancelling their subscriptions. Riders and restaurant partners started distancing themselves from the brand. Within weeks, Obiwazi's business had dropped dramatically. They tried to rebrand, they tried to move on, but the stain was permanent. Eventually, they shut down operations. All because of one stupid tweet from someone who thought they were being funny. Number 3 is Gokada. Now, Gokada's story is slightly different because they weren't killed purely by social media. Government regulations played a huge role, but social media definitely accelerated their downfall and made recovery impossible. Gokada was a motorcycle ride-hailing service. Think Uber but for Okada. They were actually doing really well. They had raised millions in funding. They were expanding rapidly. Then the Lagos state government banned commercial motorcycles in certain areas of Lagos. This was a huge blow to Gokada's business model. But here's where Twitter made things worse. Instead of getting sympathy, Gokada got dragged on social media. People started sharing stories about bad experiences with Gokada riders, complaints about reckless driving, stories about riders who were rude or unprofessional. All the negative experiences that people had been holding on to came flooding out at once. It became a pile-on situation. When a company is down, social media often kicks them even harder. Gokada tried to pivot to delivery services, but by then, the brand was associated with chaos and poor service in many people's minds thanks to Twitter. They laid off most of their staff. The founder stepped down. The company still exists in some form, but it's a shadow of what it once was. Twitter didn't kill Gokada alone, but it definitely helped bury them. Number 4 is a fintech startup called Prosper. Now, Prosper is still around, but they went through a Twitter crisis that nearly destroyed them. Prosper is a business banking app. They offer accounts and financial services to small businesses. Everything was going smoothly until one day, multiple users reported that they couldn't access their money. Accounts were frozen, transfers weren't going through. And when people reached out to customer service, they got no response. You know what happened next? Twitter explosion. Business owners were panicking because this wasn't just personal money. This was business money. Money they needed to pay suppliers, staff, and rent. When you can't access your business funds, that's an emergency. The tweets started flying. People were accusing Prosper of being a scam. Some were threatening legal action. Others were warning people to withdraw their money immediately. The panic spread fast. Even customers who weren't directly affected started getting worried and moving their money out. Prosper eventually resolved the technical issues and communicated what happened. They survived, but the incident showed just how quickly trust can evaporate when things go wrong, and social media amplifies the panic. Number 5 is Eden Life. Eden Life is a subscription service that provides home services like cleaning, laundry, and meal delivery. They were getting popular among young professionals in Lagos. Good concept, solid execution. Then they had a series of service failures that got amplified on Twitter. Customers complained about missed deliveries, poor quality meals, rude customer service. At first, these were isolated incidents. But when multiple people started tweeting about their bad experiences, it created a narrative that Eden Life was unreliable. The company tried to address each complaint individually, but they couldn't keep up with the volume of negative tweets. They lost a significant portion of their customer base in a matter of weeks. They've since worked on improving their service, but the Twitter damage was real and cost them dearly. So what's the lesson here? Social media is a double-edged sword for African startups. It can build you up incredibly fast, but it can destroy you even faster. One bad experience that goes viral can undo years of hard work. One insensitive tweet can ruin your brand permanently. One service failure that gets amplified can cause mass panic and customer exodus. And here's the scary part. You don't even need to do something wrong for this to happen. Sometimes people just pile on because it's trending. Sometimes competitors use fake accounts to spread negativity. Sometimes angry customers exaggerate their experiences for attention. What should startups do? First, invest heavily in customer service. Most of these disasters could have been prevented or minimized with quick, honest communication. Second, have a crisis management plan. Know what you'll do when things go wrong, because they will go wrong at some point. Third, build genuine relationships with your customers so they'll defend you when attacks come. Fourth, monitor social media constantly so you can catch issues early before they explode. Fifth, train your social media team properly. One bad tweet can destroy everything. Twitter has killed Nigerian startups, and it will kill more. The question is, will yours be next? Subscribe to see more stories about African businesses and what we can learn from their wins and losses.